Hey, and thanks for joining us for another episode of What's On Southern Ostrobothnia. I'm Mark Wiltshire.
Hey, and I'm Glenn Murray.
And in each episode we highlight some interesting events and activities taking place across the region of Etelä-Pohjanmaa in the coming month. There'll be a lot of info, don't worry, we've made the notes and we'll include all the links in a separate blog post on NordicExplorerProductions.com. If wherever you're watching or listening, just look down, you'll see a link there.
Remember to press the subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever podcast listener you're listening on. Find our new webpage where we share some photos of and videos of events that we've attended in September. Mark, did you get out and do anything recently?
I did get out and about. It was the end of the Finnish football season, so there were a few games for SJK Seinäjoki. You were there with me at least one of those because it was blooming cold. So you did get out.
I did get out.
But the season kind of ended in a bit of a whimper, unfortunately. No goals scored in the last 4 games and it all kind of fizzled out. Then Satu and I remembered to use the gift cards for the theatre that we got last Christmas because they were about to run out. They had 12 months left on them. And we went and saw this play called Patruunatehdas, which is like the ammunition factory is how it translates. And it was a story of the explosion at the ammo factory in Lapua back in the 70s.
Yeah, right.
And this play was set in the 1990s when there was a big investigation, like a journalism investigation. Really powerful. I mean, I didn't understand everything. Obviously, it's in Finnish, but I know the story a little and I followed the play and it was really powerful stuff. And then just at the end of the month, there was this Aalto Aesthetics event. It was kind of announced after we recorded the last show. I was a bit like, we've just pressed publish and then this new event gets announced. And it's where they kind of illuminate the centre of Seinäjoki, or the Aalto Centre area, with lights and video projections and sound, and there's a few open doors and stuff like that. So we went to check that out just at the moment where it got really windy and really cold, so we didn't hang around too long. But it's a nice free event and worth checking out next year if anyone's around and is looking for something to do.
So we've found plenty of more events in November, and we have a guest also this month. So
yeah, that's right. We'll be joined by Anu Männikkö from the city of Seinäjoki. She'll be telling us about a brochure for new residents to Seinäjoki, which includes vouchers and money-saving offers. So it'll be interesting to hear what she's got to say. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I think we should start this week by hearing your first event.
yeah, thanks, Mark. EPCXC. Geez, for a dyslexic person, that's quite difficult to put them letters into.
It really is, but you got it,
Seinäjoki Tanelinranta. It's a cyclocross event. We featured this last year.
Yeah, I remember that jumble of letters last year.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a common reoccurring event every year, but it's a good one. It's going to be happening on Saturday, the 12th of November. So like it's a cyclocross event. So it's
what is cyclocross? Remind me, because you're the biking enthusiast, and there's lots of different types of
cyclocross. It's basically like road bikes riding in grass fields and stuff around them taped areas and whatever. It's not quite gravel, but yeah. It's something similar to that. There's so many, like biking has so many different variations happening to it now. I wouldn't be, surprised if they add jumps to it soon, or you know what I mean. You never know what. Like you see guys riding road bikes on gravel now, and they call them gravel bikes. They just have different tyres, essentially, I think.
I'm just looking forward to the event where someone like me on their bike, like an old vicar's bike, can go pootling around with other like-minded souls. But until that day arrives, tell us about this. Who it's organised by?
It's organised by Etelä-Pohjanmaa, or Rideep, or Rideep, which looks weird, but
it does. Yeah.
But it's held in Tanelinranta over in Ylistaro area. Yeah. The event's going to be happening at that Saturday on the 12th of November at 11:30. The under 12s will go. At 11:50, the men and women 14 to 16 will be going, and then the men and women will be leaving at 12:30 on their race. The price to enter, I believe, is €5 per person, and for
quite good value, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's a healthy thing too, but it is getting quite bloody cold out there.
It's true.
It's free for under 12s, so that's quite a good event. You can find more info at www.rideep.fi, and we have the Facebook link to the event in the video description and the blog post, and everywhere else.
I found something that I feel quite passionately about. It's called Filmia and valoa. It's the Film and Lights film festival in Matin Tupa cinema in Ylistaro. Do you know Matin Tupa?
I've never heard of it actually.
This place it's a bit special. So from Friday 25th to Sunday 27th of November, this is going to be the 13th edition of this film festival, which hasn't taken place for 3 years because of COVID, I assume. They show a variety of films over that weekend. There'll be local documentaries, there'll be domestic films, international films, and generally one big new Hollywood blockbuster to sort of bring the big crowds.
The big crowds, yeah.
But that said, a few years ago there was a documentary about the local shop in Ylistaro, and the place was sold out.
Yeah,
so
right.
if you find the right subject. There's not many details published yet, but I did see that a local documentary called How Ylistaro Church Was Built is going to premiere that weekend. So that's probably the one that will bring a lot of local people in.
Yeah, of course. These kind of kino or event or cinemas, they're a dying breed now. Everything's being taken over by the big 7.2 surround sound digital
Right, okay, so I'm glad you said that, because this place really is special. It opened 76 years ago.
Yeah.
The name is Matin Tupa. It translates as Matti's cottage or Matti's lounge.
Yeah. And
it's this lovely Art Deco style in there, the wall lights and just the design of it. It's now being run by the 5th generation of Matti's family.
Yeah, wow.
And it's got 201 seats. But the thing about these seats, you get in there early, you get near the back, nice and comfy.
Yep.
The front 5 rows, the seats are wooden. Exactly. I don't know why,
but in saying that, we have an old theatre near our place in Cairns, Australia area, actually in Babinda. They have an old theatre there. They have wooden poles with canvas deck chairs.
Okay.
It has the theatre all the way through.
Well, that's quite something as well. I don't know if the idea of this was to encourage people to get there early, or I don't know what it is, but for me it's the one of the things that really stands out.
Yeah.
Also, it's been there so long, they've got a poster collection of over 20,000 original posters. It's amazing. I visited there in 2015 to record an episode of Explore Finland radio show, and we went and sat in the projector room while there was a film showing and did the interview there. And then I went back a few weeks later to watch Star Wars Force Awakens. So a few years back now.
Yeah.
But when we went there, they had all the original Star Wars posters from way back when.
Yeah, from the 70s.
So whether you get there for the film festival or not, just check it out. I recommend it so much. For this festival, each film has its own price. Longer Hollywood movies will probably be sort of 13, 14 euros, but shorter films could well be under 10 euros. Yeah. And you might go and see something really, really interesting. Tickets, now, you can't book tickets online. You pay on the day, but you can reserve tickets by emailing them, and then they'll have them set aside for you. It's still very
quite old
traditional.
school.
Yeah, it is quite old school.
Barring the email.
Well, yeah, that's true. And they do have Facebook and Instagram, so you can follow them and find out what they got going on.
Of course, yeah.
But Matin-Tupa.fi is their website, and then this festival has its own site of Filmia ja valoa.fi. You can find that link in the blog post, and also there'll be a link there to my
and the video
Explore
and
Finland, because some of the stories that I heard from the family that basically grew up in the cinema is quite special. So check it out. Let us know if you go there.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear from our guest Annu Männikkö from the city of Seinäjoki.
Hi Annu, thanks for joining us today.
Hello Mark, nice to be here.
So tell us a little bit about this Avaruusasukkaan käsikirja, or this Residence of Space, the Capital of Space handbook. What is it?
Yes, this is a handbook which we will send it by post for every household who will move here to Seinäjoki. And we have here a lot of different stories. Our residents will, for example, tell what would be nice to do here, what you have to experience.
That says your recommendations.
Yes,
so,
these are recommendations. What you should do here and see, and there is also, we have this speciality, this food. This pinattilätyt and jauhelihakastike. Okay. It's like, what is this in English?
Well, they're like spinach pancakes and mincemeat.
Yes, and there is also a recipe for that. It's quite funny. It's the thing that everybody thinks that what is that, but it's quite nice. It's very good. I have tasted.
I think everyone who grew up in this area has.
Yes,
tasted.
They have tasted also in the school.
So this is to welcome people that move to this area, and I understand there are some vouchers or something inside to help them find some activities to do.
Oh yes. There is in the middle. There is different kind of vouchers. Really, there is museums. You can get some discount in museum, or get free in museums or theater and that kind of things. And then there is also if you are a sports fan, or if you would. Feel that the sporty atmosphere, so you can get free tickets to the different games, and we have in Seinäjoki 7 different teams who will play in the professional level, and in these vouchers you will get your family, 2 adults and children, to get free. To the games.
That's fantastic, and there's different sports there, so there really is something for everyone. There's American football, volleyball, salibändy, pesäpallo, Finnish baseball, and football as well. So that's really good value. So even if this is not for you listening to this, maybe you know someone that's just moved here, or you know students that are studying here and maybe they receive this and don't realise what they're getting, then it's definitely worth pointing out to them that there's a few good family days, or at least for a couple of adults to go together and check this out.
Yes, I think it's very nice from our sport teams also to get this kind of what is this?
Offers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's true, and some of the local sports teams are playing in the top divisions of their sports. SJK Seinäjoki football, Lapua and Kobra basketball, and Aspeve salibändy, for example, all local to this area and all playing at a high level.
That's true.
So this is not something that people can just pick up a copy and go to. This is very much being sent directly to them.
Yes.
But we were in contact earlier this year because there was another publication, and this was the Avaruuden publication, or the Stars of the Capital of Space.
Yes, that's right.
And I understand that it's being sort of a second edition is being put together right now, but maybe you can talk a little bit about this as well.
Yes, we have here. We thought that it would be nice to have when you, for example, go to visit some some relatives or colleagues or something like that from, or you will visit them somewhere else than in Seinäjoki, and it would be nice to have something to take with and tell what kind of city Seinäjoki is. And this is such a magazine who will then, which will tell very interesting stories about Seinäjoki, and from very interesting people as well.
Well, you say some very interesting people. There are some very familiar faces in there. Cope Arponen on the front page was a guest on this show previously, but you're going to open it to that page. Okay. For those listening to the podcast, this is a magazine that myself and Glenn were featured in.
There is some familiar faces.
Yes. And if you listen to this and don't watch it, then check out the YouTube video. You can see us performing this and also see what Anu is holding up there as well. So this is some positive propaganda material for Seinäjoki residents to take and spread around the rest of Finland and encourage people to move here, maybe.
Oh yes, and that's because we didn't order from people who are telling from their lives here. We didn't order any kind of marketing material. We just wanted them to tell about their lives and what do they like to be here. And it was very nice to see that they were very nice stories and quite good marketing material as well.
And I think we gave our interview in English, but it's been written there in Finnish, so it's going to be used domestically. But it's if you read Finnish, if you want to see some of your friends in there, then it's worth checking out.
Yes, and we have also English version coming. Yes.
Perfect. That's great. So where can people pick up copies of that?
From City Hall, and then those both will be also in internet. But of course, if you want them magazine, so then from City Hall you will get those, and we will put them also to hotels and so you can get them from different places, library and.
So our faces are going to be located all over the town. Oh dear.
Oh yes.
Anu Männikkö from Seinäjoki Kaupunki, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, Glenn, what's your next event?
Okay, so my next event is a Game On event. It's a game and live music event at Kurrikan campus. It will be held also on Saturday the 12th of November at 1 o'clock.
So you could go to the cycling event at Tanelin, get yourself changed and scoot over to Kurrika for this afternoon event.
Might be a bit tight, but yeah, but the concert starts at 2, so you might be able to get over there before like the main stuff starts. It's organised by Kurrika eSport and Kurrikan soittokunta. You'll hear classics from the history of games and soundtracks from newer hit games and stuff. To celebrate the current International Gaming Week, you can test and challenge yourself with friends at a Mario speed run. So this
Kurrikan soittokunta will be playing tracks and soundtracks, I guess, from games.
Yeah.
And then there are games there that you can sort of play as well. Nice.
It seems like a retro night
by
the look of it, because from 1 till 1:45, the retro game consoles will be on display. I assume there are all the Segas and all the Nintendos and all the old school stuff.
Or the stuff that when I was a kid I used to think was the future.
Like Atari.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock, the event will start, the concert, and then at 2:40, there'll be an intermission, break in it. Then at 14 or 2:55, 15 minutes later, the break will finish and the concert will continue, and then the doors will close at 4 o'clock. Prices are 15 to 20 euro a ticket and can be found at lipu.fi.
Sounds like quite a good family event, doesn't it?
It does.
For dads like me to drag their teenagers along and say, this is what gaming used to be.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be cool to hear some little techno version of Mario playing or something. It's a bit interesting, I think.
It wasn't clear when I was looking at the event what they're going to be playing the music on. Is it classical or is it? I don't know. If you get there, it'd be interesting to see some pictures. Okay, my next event is kind of a collection of events, really. We're heading up to Christmas. You may be aware of that. And this Joulunavaus, or Christmas opening, this official Christmas opening for many different towns, is coming up. And I found a few different ones across the region of South Ostrobothnia. They all have kind of events, activities, live music, and as we're in Finland, there will probably be a few speeches as well, because people love to give a speech when they're opening the town up. Also, I mentioned a little bit more detail, but Lapua has got like an all-day Christmas fair over 2 days, so it's almost like a Christmas market for 2 days.
Yeah, cool.
Most of these are free. Most of them are outdoors, so remember to wrap up warm.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's a few that I found. In Lappajärvi at Kivitippu Hotel, Friday the 18th of November from 6 till 8 p.m. Then there's this Joulunavaus Messut, or the 2-day fair at Culture Centre Vanhapaukku, which we've definitely mentioned before.
Yep.
The location of the old ammunition factory that blew up, so it connects back to that what we were talking earlier. That's on Friday 19th, Saturday 20th of November from 10 till 6 on both days. Seinäjoki Joulunavaus is Keskustori, the new Tori, on Saturday the 19th from 1 till 6. And Jalasjärvi, they're going a little bit later. They're going right at the end of the month, Saturday the 26th of November from 2 till 5. So I didn't find any others listed, but I suspect wherever you are, your local town will have some kind of ceremony.
Like if you look at from the start of the video till now, you can see that the light has really diminished on the outside of the building. So we definitely are in that time of year.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what's your next one?
My next event is a bowling camp for adults held at Kuortane Olympic Training Centre.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah. It's kind of odd. You never really see this type of thing come up for someone who isn't a professional athlete.
Yeah, and also like a camp for adults. Often
kids
do
it's
these
kids.
things.
Yeah, I know. It's from Friday the 18th to Sunday the 20th of November. The camp is open to all adults to improve their bowling skills. So it's kind of nice because they got their own tenpin bowling alley there. People use it, but they're going to teach you how to bowl properly. And I did do a bowling course when I was a child in Australia. It taught you how to like curve the ball, what arrow to point at, told you about all the slats on the board and where to aim. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old, and it was a bowling alley in a local area, so it was actually quite good because we went there all weekend, similar to this, but we didn't camp there. But it was quite interesting, and it really taught me how to bowl properly. Not that I remember any of it, but
but they're going to be there's going to be like video analysis, and they said specto equipment to sort of show you how you're doing.
Like it's the Olympic Training Centre, so they're going to have all those new technologies about kinematics and all this other dynamics of how best to bowl a ball and what trajectory and everything. So it's all this new technology, just like advancing sport that should be there like as a part of it, which is kind of cool. Especially for people who are not professional athletes or children. It starts on Friday, at around 5:30 with dinner, and it ends on Sunday around 2 p.m.
Nice.
The prices are €310 per person in a double room, and that includes accommodation at their facility for 2 nights, and all food and full board. Bowling alley fees, you get your teaching, the single room.
That's when you first say €310, it seems like a lot, but then when you just realise it's
there, when you
it's
realise
like a weekend away, isn't it, really?
you get like your own room to share with somebody. You get fully fed, and you get like a hotel stay. Plus, you get like taught how to bowl at a professional grade level. Like
I interrupted you. You were about to say something about single room. Sorry.
The single room is available for an additional fee of €60, but this here means like if you pay a little bit less, you might be able to meet somebody and make a new friend. So the teaching package alone with no accommodation or meals is $139. So if you're from Kuortane or the surrounding areas and you can make it there every day, €139 will be the cost. But that's reasonable again, because the national team coach Heli Turja, works as the coach at the camp, and so again, this is the Olympic training centre of Finland.
This is a really nice quality.
€139 is quite a good price for Olympic training standards. The camp fee is paid on site at reception at Kuortane. You can register for the bowling event at the Finnish Bowling Association, www.luti.fi.
We'll put the full link in the blog post because it's quite long, but Luti.
It's quite a long one, but we'll put that in all the descriptions in podcasts and video and everywhere else.
Feels like we found some really varied events this week. I'm going to finish off with some spectator sports, and this is the Korisliiga basketball. This is the Finnish Premier League of basketball, and the local representatives are in Lapua and Kauhajoki, and they've got home games throughout November. So first of all, Lapua Kobra-basket have home games on Wednesday the 2nd, Friday the 18th, and Wednesday the 30th of November. Tickets there are 10 to 15 euros, which is not bad at all if you like basketball. We'll put the links to where you buy the tickets in the blog post, but there's the Kobrat.fi website, KOBRAT.
And the guys, the Kauhajoki Karhu, which is the Kauhajoki Bears, they're actually have been number one in the Finnish league quite many years.
They are the reigning champions at the moment. Yeah.
And they're quite up there.
And if you're closer to Kauhajoki, it's well worth getting out there, especially this season, because they've just opened a brand new purpose-built arena, the IKH Arena. It's got 2,362 seats.
That's amazing. That's a big step up from a high school gymnasium that they used to play in. But I guess that's because they're number one in Finland.
Yeah, and also IKH, this hardware store, is based in Kauhajoki as well. So,
which is weird because it's Iso and Konehalli.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it is Iso and Konehalli, but they moved to Kauhajoki some years ago. We said about them being champions, so Karhu also have some FIBA Europe Cup games.
Wow, that's...
So in November, Sunday the 6th, they're at home. Wednesday the 16th. Wednesday the 23rd is a European game.
That's cool.
And then Saturday 26th. So they got busy schedule, and they're just the home games. There's away games as well among that. The arena is open already, but they're having a kind of grand opening event on Saturday the 12th, and that will be a concert from Finnish favourites Halo Helsinki.
Oh wow!
And I believe for the events they've got a capacity of 3,600, so it's a big crowd for that kind of event. And Halo Helsinki is not my favourite,
but they're quite
a big Finnish band.
They're quite prominent in Finland.
Tickets for the basketball range from 15 to 28 euros, as you'd imagine, with a purpose-built stadium. I'm sure there's some nice corporate posh seats for people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Lapua.fi for those, and the Karhubasket.fi for details of the opening event with Halo Helsinki. Their tickets are also available on Lapua.fi. IKH-arena.fi if you want to look at the actual venue. All those links in the blog post.
So that's all for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Please press the subscribe button wherever you found us. We also have new Facebook page, What's On in Southern Ostrobothnia.
Can I interrupt and say, because I didn't put it in the script, we also have a new Instagram profile which has been picking up some followers, so we'll be sharing some stuff on there as well.
Okay. And remember, the links to all events we discussed are listed in the blog post. You'll find the link to the blog post in the description of the podcast and the video.
You can also find us online. Our own website is NordicExplorerProductions.com, where we have links to all the previous episodes and also links to those social media profiles. That said, you can find me, Mark Wiltshire, or Explore Finland on Facebook or Instagram.
And me, Glenn Murray, or the Nordic Tourist on Facebook, on Instagram and YouTube,
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts about the show, and we'd also love to hear about any events that you've got coming up in South Ostrobothnia in the near future. Reach out to us on social media or via the website. But until the next episode, to all you eteläpohjalaiset, moro!
Heippa!